Robert was a rich and powerful businessman who owned many companies and properties. He was selfish, cruel, and greedy. As a result, no one was important for him but himself. He did not care his wife and children and didn't respect his employees. He did not help the poor and the needy. He only wanted to make more money and enjoy his life. Robert loved to sail with his yacht and spent weeks on the open sea. He liked to be alone and away from the problems and responsibilities of his life. So he thought he was free and happy. One day, as he was sailing in the ocean, his yacht broke down. The engine stopped working and the radio didn't work. During long hours, he tried to fix them but could not. He was stuck in the middle of nowhere. Robert looked at the sky and saw dark clouds gathering. He felt a strong wind blowing. There were thunder and lightning. A storm was coming. Robert was scared and angry. He cursed his luck and fate. He shouted for help, but no one heard him. He decided to use the sails and tried to find land, hoping that someone would see and rescue him. He sailed for hours, fighting with the waves and the wind. He was tired and hungry. He had no food or water left. Finally, a small island appeared in the distance. He felt relieved and hopeful. He thought he had found salvation. He steered his yacht towards the island and anchored it near the shore. He jumped into the water and swam to the land. The island was deserted and wild. There were no people or animals living there. There were only trees, rocks, sand, and sea. He felt disappointed and frustrated. He thought he had found a hell instead of a heaven. Robert decided to explore the island and look for resources. He hoped that he would find something useful or edible. After long hours searching for food and water, he found nothing but coconuts. He ate some of them, but they did not taste good for him because he was used to eating meat, bread, cheese, and chocolate. He looked for water, but he could not find any streams or springs. There was only a small pond with dirty water. He drank some of it, but he felt sick. He looked for shelter, but there weren't any caves or huts. He only found a pile of leaves and branches. So he made a bed out of them, but he felt cold. The weather was so cold. He had faggots around, but they were wet and useless. He tried to make fire with them, but could not make any sparks or flames. Robert felt miserable and hopeless. He thought the death would come to him soon. He cried and prayed for help, but no one answered to him. The days and nights passed on the island, suffering from hunger, thirst, cold, heat, insects, loneliness, boredom, fear, pain, and despair. He lost weight and strength, so the strong man became weak and sick. He started to hallucinate and see things that were not there. His wife and children were crying for him. His employees were laughing at him. The poor and the needy were begging him for help. His money was burning in flames. His life was flashing before his eyes. With all these, Robert realized that he had wasted his life on things that did not matter. He realized so many things, like he had hurt many people with his actions, missed many opportunities to be happy with his family, ignored many chances to be good with others, made many mistakes that he could not fix. He felt sorry and ashamed of himself. He wished he could change his life and start over again. But he knew it was too late for him, so he gave up and waited for death to come. His eyes were closing and he said goodbye to the world. But death did not come. Instead, he heard a horn blowing. A ship was sailing towards the island when he opened his eyes. He could not believe his eyes. He thought he was dreaming or dying. But it was real. The ship was a cargo ship that was passing by the island. The crew had seen his yacht and decided to check it out. They found him lying on the shore unconsciously. They took him aboard and gave him food, water, and clothes. They told him that they were going to the nearest port and that they would contact his family and friends. They told him that he was lucky and he survived miraculously. Robert was shocked. He thanked the crew and thanked God. He thought he had been given a second chance to live. He decided to use this chance wisely and change his life for the better. He decided to be more loving and caring with his wife and children, more respectful and fair with his employees, more generous and helpful with the poor and the needy. He decided to be happier and more grateful with what he had and be a better person. What was the only food that Robert found on the island? Bananas and milk. Berries and juice. Coconuts. Fish. Time is over. What was the reason that Robert decided to change his life? He realized that he had wasted his life on things that did not matter. He realized that he had enjoyed his life with things that made him happy. He realized that he had shared his life with people who loved him. He realized that he had lived his life according to his own rules. Time is over. Why did Robert's yacht break down and why didn't his radio work? Because of a technical malfunction. Because of a pirate attack. Because of a shark bite. Because of a solar flare. Time is over.